ever since around Mortal Kombat 3, I've always kind of wanted to cross over with, another fighting game or a movie or something like that. When I was a kid, one of the coolest moments was buying the comic book of Superman versus Spider-Man. It was just, you never thought you'd see it, and I really always wanted to kind of have that same moment with Mortal Kombat. And so, as we've explored, different fighting games and whatnot, certain things wouldn't pan out or whatnot, and the DC Universe was presented to us. I grew up, playing or buying Batman comics and Superman comics and whatnot, and so it was just a great marriage between the two. They exist in different universes, and the big story that's in the game is these two universes merging together. So all of a sudden, Batman's in Gotham City and he runs into Scorpion. He's like, what's going on here? And then there's slowly an unveiling of how this happened, the magic involved with it. Everybody's kind of wondering, why would anybody not want to play Superman and just kick everybody's ass? And so it's kind of like our big thing is, the story's going to be driving the whole thing. It's going to explain why these two universes are merged together, and everything's going to make sense when you play the story mode. It's probably not going to be an M-rated game. We're probably going to be a T-rated game. The DC characters, I don't think they've ever been in an M-rated title. And but we are going to keep the kind of brutality and the intenseness of a Mortal Kombat fight. It's just that, when we do a finishing move, you're not going to tear Batman's head off. Superman's not going to kill somebody. But you're going to have big kind of punctuation at the end, kind of big events that people will be able to trigger off with secret moves, just like, finishing moves have always been with Mortal Kombat. It's going to have a feel of a Mortal Kombat game, but they're definitely going to have, DC elements. If you're Superman, you're going to want to throw somebody through a building. You're going to be doing outrageous kind of destructive things as you see in any kind of Superman experience. And but at the same time, you also want to have a feel of a Mortal Kombat thing. So it's a really good mixture. We've completely reset the whole fighting mechanic. So all the fighting styles of the previous games were starting from scratch. You fight while you're falling off a building. You're actually fighting and throwing punches and doing counters. When you land, you go back to the normal fighting. You can grab someone and go into more of a boxing mode, which is up close, much more brutal punches, and you see bruises on the characters. You're shattering their masks and whatnot. So it kind of switches between these three different fighting modes, and that's kind of like the new feature that we have is these different fighting modes in the game. Our goal is to make it about a 50-50 split. We have confirmed Scorpion and Sub-Zero, as well as Batman and Superman, are going to be in the game. Obviously, it's not just going to be heroes. We're going to have the villains from the DC Universe and the villains from the Mortal Kombat Universe. So it is going to be about, if I were to guess, about 20-22 characters, maybe 10 or 11 from each side, and picking the most popular, recognizable from both sides, the Mortal Kombat side and the DC side. The only thing I really have to say is check out the game, check out the fighting in the game. It's completely different. It's not what you're expecting, and I think in the end that's going to be what prevails is the actual fighting mechanic and what it is to be fighting with these kind of two characters, the novelty of two characters from different universes.